This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL, everyone. It's Thursday, June 24th. I'm Tori, dressed as a highlighter.
I love that dress.
All right, let's just get it out of the way. It's very bright.
It shows up different colors on different screens.
I know, and I'm sorry to our director who can't stand this dress. I'm so sorry. It's the last time I'll wear it. I'm with Lindsay and Al. Let's get started. Woo! Talk about a courtroom bombshell, am I right? I'm sure many of you have heard that Britney Spears made the most of her court appearance yesterday, giving an emotional statement that lasted
More
almost...
emotional than that, woo?
Woo!
A lot of people were waiting for this day.
It's huge. Britney's day in court, am I right? It lasted almost half an hour. She appeared via Zoom, and she pleaded with the court, saying she wants her life back. Specifically, she asked for the end of her conservatorship, which is different, guys, without being evaluated. She said it was doing way more harm than good, and we actually have her voice. Here is some of what Britney Spears said about it.
After I've lied and told the whole world I'm okay and I'm happy, it's a lie. I thought maybe I said that enough. Maybe I might become happy because I've been in denial. I've been in shock. I am traumatized. You know, fake it till you make it. But now I'm telling you the truth, okay? I'm not happy. I can't sleep. I'm so angry, it's insane, and I'm depressed.
She says she cries every single night. Britney also talked about some of the ways her life and body are being controlled against her will. This is shocking to everyone. Take a look.
I was told right now in the conservatorship, I'm not able to get married or have a baby. I have a ID inside of myself right now, so I don't get pregnant. I wanted to take the ID out so I could start trying to have another baby, but this so-called team won't let me go to the doctor to take it out because they don't want me to have children, any more children.
Wow. Britney went on to say she wants to sue her family. She also compared her situation to sex trafficking. Now, Britney's father, Jamie Spears, is responding, and his legal team released this statement saying he is sorry to see his daughter suffering and in so much pain. Mr. Spears loves his daughter very much. All right, there's a lot to take in here, but what are your thoughts after finally hearing Britney's truth? Lindsay.
I thought the father might say like a little more in his statement. I know you're in the middle of a serious court battle, and so you don't want to go too far and try to put leniency on Britney's side. But hearing her talk specifically about the ways that they're taking advantage in her mind of a woman's body with the IUD and with some of those drugs, like I don't know if you guys understand how strong. What's the drug called?
Lithium.
Is. Yeah, that's ridiculous to be put on against your will. And so when I'm hearing her say that, and then we see her on Instagram, and people still have jokes when she goes on Instagram and she's like dancing freely, but this sounds like a very poised, stern, adamant person that's like, listen, I've had enough. I'm grown. Please let me out of this. I feel like I'm in jail. And so it kind of like gave me chills to hear her in that way, just be so firm and adamant. And I just wonder what the court's going to do, because a lot of this argument is about finances and less about feelings and some of the other emotional things she's talking about. So I think a lot of people, even Justin Timberlake, who hasn't really chimed in the situation, is saying, if you're not on Britney's side right now, then what are you doing? And so I think when you get to that point, it's time to really just stand up for her.
I completely agree. Al, what do you think?
I mean, Lindsay, you said, when we heard from her, and as she was speaking, I was like, I don't know how many times I've even heard her speak. I call myself a fan of hers. You don't hear from her. You don't hear her side. You just hear rhetoric from whatever side wants to be heard from. And like you said, she sounded poised. She sounded like she was
coherent.
with it. And honestly, a lot of people in this country will struggle with mental health from time to time. That doesn't mean that all your rights get taken away. If that was the case, almost everybody would be under the conservatorship of somebody at some point in their life. So this just seems like, along with that strangely vanilla statement from her father, like, I don't know if I would have my lawyer responding to my daughter.
Right.
Especially with these kind of charges against me. So I think that there needs to be some serious court intervention here on her side at this point.
Yeah, I thought, first of all, I watched her Instagram. She sounds way different on Instagram, like way up here, more like manic a little bit. And here was very cogent, very clear. I do want to let people know, when people are incompetent, really incompetent, a conservator is supposed to help. And sometimes they do get invasive and say certain things like, you can't have children. I have an issue with that, because that feels like sort of forced sterilization in a way, but that is sometimes what happens in the court. It just doesn't seem like it's justice.
But they don't say
here.
You can't stain your cabinets.
No,
like her father. That's the overstepping that kind of like raised a red flag for me.
I agree. The other thing she said is she showed a video of her dancing at a concert she never wanted to be at, saying, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm super hot. I have 102 fever. And she said her father would make her perform even if she was really, really sick. Wow. So interesting discussion. Let us know what you thought. It was interesting to hear her voice. Well, celebrities, like Lindsay said, were quick to show their support for Britney after her shocking statement in court. Mariah Carey was one of the first celebs to tweet out a message of support to the singer, writing, "We love you, Britney. Stay strong." Andy Cohen also had Britney's back. He defended her on his show. Take a look at this.
Britney, after the courage you showed today, you are 100% stronger than yesterday. And Jamie, if you want to make money in the future, I suggest you better work. Say it with me, audience. Free Britney!
Wow. She did make it clear, by the way, that it's her money putting a roof over her father's head, just so you know. Speaking on Sky News, Perez Hilton also apologized for making fun of Britney back in the day. Have a look.
I know that I did not express myself as well as I could have. I didn't lead with empathy and compassion, which thankfully it seems like most people now are understanding the severity of Britney's situation, but I absolutely apologize and carry just deep shame and regret.
Wow. But everyone is talking about what Britney's ex JT, or Justin Timberlake, had to say about her statement. He tweeted this, quote, "After what we saw today, we should all be supporting Britney at this time, regardless of her past, good and bad. And no matter how long ago it was, what's happening to her is just not right."
Was he talking about Britney or Janet?
Interesting. Jess and I send our love and our absolute support to Britney during this time. We hope the courts and her family make this right and let her live however she wants to live. That's interesting. Selective tweeting there by some JT. What do you think about that, Al?
I think you heard me.
One thing at a time.
You know what, Lindsay? It's like, you didn't speak up all these years. I think we're good now.
You don't think he should have spoken up?
I don't think so. I don't, now that it's kind of popular and he's got somebody, I mean, it's tough to speak up, to be the first person to speak up. When Michelle Obama's like, yeah, free Britney, everybody, but yeah, of course. It's just so interesting that we, for as much as what Perez did at the time, I think, was willful and malicious. At least he came out and said it, but there were millions of people laughing as well. A lot of late night host viewers. So I hope people understand how serious this is, Lindsay.
I'm glad that Justin included his wife in the statement, because I was kind of like, okay, don't you overstepping kind of. But also, I think that it's important that when we look at celebrities, a lot of times we watch their rise to fame and we celebrate it, and we watch their downfall and people celebrate that as well. And this is like one of those times where it didn't matter if you liked Britney or hated her. Like, this is a terrible situation to watch play out. And so I think everybody who was celebrating or maybe laughing at some of her downfall, or was super on the Britney train and riding the wave when she was the most popular artist out, is really reflecting on that time and thinking about how her life has played out up until this point in her 30s. And they're like, wow, this is a sad situation, because that childhood fame, and she had it since being young, is like one of those things that affects you and can bring you to your knees basically in front of everybody. So watching this is just
Lindsay,
terrible.
Let me ask you this. I know we don't have a ton of time. Did you think it was weird at the time that everybody seemed to take so much joy at this girl?
That's the
I know
culture,
she was
though.
a woman.
That's the culture.
But I'm 43. She was a girl, and she was falling apart on TV. And everybody thought it was hilarious. Like, where does that come from?
Yeah, I watch every time we do that to a celebrity, and I really try to just make sure that I don't jump in on those conversations or think about what I'm saying. Now, I think we're in a more woke situation on television.
Different, I think.
But I think at the time, when Perez Hilton first came out, that was the culture.
It was just
like,
called
let's
celebrity
be
gossip.
Right. I bookmarked Perez Hilton. I'll admit to it, and I think that's shameful too. And I'm glad he's apologizing. I am too. Quickly, one of her songs, "Lucky," she always says she's a star, but she cries in her lonely heart every night. And it's like,
Hopefully
I wonder.
she says it better than that.
Well, I get the point that Tori was trying to make.
Yelling it through a bus window.
Coming up on DBL, rapper Trick Daddy comes for Beyonce, maybe Al, the disc that has the beehive buzzing.
Is that Al?
Yeah, no, and ready to sting. Plus, cracking down on childhood obesity by banning junk food ads. DBL Nation, do you think this is a good idea?
Closed captioning provided by
Welcome back to DBL. So we've all heard about the obesity crisis and how Americans have gotten heavier and thicker this century. I always feel like it's aimed at me. But it's not only happening here, it's also happening overseas. And now the UK has come up with a new way to combat the problem. So they're set to announce a ban on junk food ads, both online and on TV, before 9 p.m. The ban will include any products deemed to be high in fat, salt, and sugar. So you will not see a juicy burger and fries or even ice cream ads. But do you think banning junk food ads will really change the way people actually eat?
Yes.
Yes, I agree.
And
Tell us why.
Usually I would be against this kind of thing, but since I've been pregnant, like I see a fry, I go get a fry. And I think that I have like fell back into my childhood mindset. And also we have Colin's daughter staying with us who's 9, and she sees a hot dog, wants a nasty hot dog. So I'm just like, oh my God, like this is so accurate for me in this moment right now. I can understand why I don't want to look at that, because if I see, I guess, a salad, you know, I might not eat a salad, but I might try.
How long did you wait in line for an In-N-Out burger?
Oh my gosh, like an hour and a half in the beginning of my pregnancy. I was craving it so bad.
No.
I might be embarrassing. I told you, right? I ate Popeyes on a plane. Things happen.
But I mean, I don't think this will work because you can advertise it after 9 o'clock. It's like, when do you think most junk food is consumed? Like, the people aren't going to Taco Bell for breakfast.
Yeah, but you're not getting mommy, 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 daddy, 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 buy me this, this, this.
And they might have eaten, hopefully, by 9 o'clock, you know.
Do you think kids have not eaten pizza before? They're aware of it.
But it's subliminal. I think she's right. Subconsciously, I think if you see the ice cream, the pizza, the cheeseburgers, that's what you crave instead of actually thinking of, like, opening your mind to a different type of food.
Is this hurting somebody's business that opened up a pizzeria? Is this limiting their ability to advertise?
100%, but is it limiting your country's ability to live because of the epidemic of obesity?
So are we going to see the same thing with alcohol?
Or tobacco?
Do you see a lot of alcohol commercials during the day?
Yeah, have you seen a pro football game? They got a couple on.
Oh, yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about...
That's a good point. I don't watch too many sports, but I understand.
But cigarettes have been...
And I know you don't. Her buddy plays pro ball, and she's like, I don't know. Yeah. I'm like, he's really good. She's like, okay.
I'm happy for anybody with any success that they want.
You're clearly not in it for the fame.
No.
Like, I don't know. Who's he play for?
But don't you think it's worked with smoking? You don't see people in movies like this. You don't see anyone in an ad actually smoking.
And you see signs and messages that how bad it is. So you have to go out of your way if you're still a smoker to be like, okay, I'm going to ignore all these truth ads and still go get a cigarette knowing all these side effects that it has. So maybe with the food industry, we can do a little better because this nation is morbidly obese.
It's out of control. I mean, I'm not saying don't do anything. I'm just wondering if it does limit other people's ability to advertise, and then what falls into the category of this is bad for you, this is not.
It's called compromise, people.
What about Snickers?
You know what? That's allowed. Coming up on DBL, Trick Daddy disses Beyonce, the insult that has the Beehive trying to cancel the rapper. Welcome back to DBL. Rapper Trick Daddy is coming under fire over comments he made about Beyonce. Bless you, David. Trick Daddy was speaking on the social media site Clubhouse, which is everywhere, by the way. And he was speaking about Beyonce's vocal abilities. Now, he had less than flattering things to say. Let's take a listen.
Beyonce ain't trying to give back the music and that. Beyonce don't write music, and Betty could sing her. So Beyonce can't sing.
Oh, I can't believe he said that. That prompted Beyonce's Beehive, or Bayhive, to trash his restaurant online, many giving it a 1-star review. Some wrote, quote, the service was so bad and the food was so subpar they can't even sing. And, quote, the food was appalling and the lemonade, on the other hand, was divine. I get it. Lemonade, Beyonce's album. I get it.
There you go.
Trick Daddy was responded to the Beehive backlash saying he was just giving his opinion and that he grew up with roaches and is more afraid of roaches than bees.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot of insects. What do you think of him and Beyonce's fans like coming? What do you think of the Hive?
Well, they're aggressive, but I have nothing to say about them. You guys are some beautiful people. The bigger point is that Trick Daddy, like, I don't understand why he's just like double dutching his behind into conversations that are unnecessary. Like, why are you, Jay-Z and Beyonce do nothing for music. Okay, that can be your idea. He also talked about Jay-Z not being a great rapper, but in the last 2 years alone, Beyonce has helped out flood victims with her Be Good Foundation. Jay-Z has helped out victims of police violence in several different ways, quietly. And so why are you choosing to punch upwards when nobody's thinking about Trick Daddy in particular right now? Was really confusing to me. I know he might have been asked a question on Clubhouse or doing his thing on Clubhouse, but why?
But why?
It's like, what's the basis?
What's the reward you get from this?
But why does he have to keep his mouth shut? See, that's the problem I have. Lindsay, when I think about Jay-Z fandom, I think about you and myself. We're both big fans.
I am as well.
I am a big fan.
I am.
Are you really?
Yeah, I love
What's
Jay-Z.
your favorite song?
I really, you know what? I know all the lyrics to But a Blank Ain't One. I Got 99 Problems.
Okay.
Solid choice.
Yes, that'll stick with me forever. But honestly, you know, I don't agree with what Trick Daddy said, but, you know, I was in Miami when he was popular.
Is he a big? I don't know. Trick Daddy.
He's huge, and
Okay.
he started a lot of that down south, combining the black band music, the black college band music with hip hop. He started all that in the late '90s with Slip and Slide Records. So I'm just saying, when you get inside, when you start having these conversations where somebody should keep their mouth shut, we're getting into very murky waters about who can have an opinion and who can't. And I don't want to have an opinion on the Bayhive because I don't want them to come for us. But then I can't make a comment about Joe Rogan. His audience could come for us. What if I say something about Tucker Carlson? His audience can come for us.
I think there's a way that he said the MFer can't sing. That's what he said. That's a different statement than just like, okay, she, you know, we're still my favorite singer in the world. She's no Whitney Houston. Fair. That's a fair conversation to have. You love a different artist, but saying the MF can't sing.
But can I? And I agree.
Just like,
lyrics?
I'm just saying, like
that's like using the word "there" for him. Like that's how he talks.
I just want to ask, and I ask this with politeness. I want to be clear: is the Beehive bullying people at this point? And I say that with all due respect, but is that a bullying?
I feel like I can't even answer it, but yes.
There you go.
If somebody's scared to talk, I mean, yes.
I don't think he's scared of the bees, he said, so it's not bullying.
Interesting discussion. Up next on DBL, get ready for some sweet, sweet deals. We'll be right back with Deal Blast. That was for you, Lindsay.
Thank you.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by
Welcome back to DBL. It is time for some sweet, sweet deals. Earlier, Steph showed me some amazing products at even better prices. You guys ready? Here's this week's DBL Deal Blast, presented by MorningSave.com. All right, Steph, what do you have for us today?
Hey, Tori, I'm here with some great products and deals for you guys. So first up, I have something that everyone needs this summer when you're working out or out and about on the go. It's the JVC sweat-resistant wireless sports clip headphones. The ear clip design means that these headphones won't fall out while you're out and about running. And normally, they're as much as $40. But we've got them for only $10, saving up to 75%.
Thank you. Guess what? I've started power walking. I will be purchasing.
Next up, I've got the perfect set of items to help you look your best this summer. It's the Brookstone 2-piece cleansing set with ultrasonic brush and pore cleanser. So this set features a powerful suction that helps remove dead skin cells and blackheads. And the ultrasonic brush is up to 30 times more hygienic than manual cleansing. Normally it's as much as $80.
Okay.
But we've got it for only $29, saving up to 64%.
I just like suctioning out those blackheads.
Now, Tori, something that can be really irritating is muscle pain. Well, this IQ Massager Mini 10's an EMS unit with belt and slippers will help you feel better and get you back in the game. And the slippers are great for kicking back and relaxing. So normally this set is as much as $200.
Yeah, it's high tech.
We've got it for only $29, saving our viewers 86%.
I call that savings shocking.
I love that! Lastly, I have something that is needed in every bedroom for a comfortable night's rest. It's the Serta White Goose Feather and Down Blanket. It's made with 100% cotton and it's certified by the American Down and Feather Council. Normally it's as much as $140 to $205.
They're always pricey.
We've got it between $39 to $59.
You guys,
saving up to 70%.
This is a round of applause is what this is. That's brilliant. Thank you, Stephanie. Head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices. You can even visit morningsave.com on your smartphone in your slippers. Thank you so much, Steph. I love Deal Blast. Let me ask you a question. In summer, do you guys change your linens to be like a new bed?
Yeah.
Like a whiter, brighter, like something a little lighter.
Just the fabric. Like I usually go from like heavy cotton to something lighter.
Wow.
Definitely. Can't
I change it for the winter, like to that cotton
Yeah.
The flannel.
jersey knit. But
Isn't that the best?
Summer I go back to like the
Linen?
cooler things. But I don't change my whole duvet cover. Do you?
Yeah, I try and make it a whole thing.
Wow.
Yeah,
I
thanks,
gotta get
guys.
into that.
I appreciate that. All right, DBL's new every day. We'll see you same time, same place tomorrow. Bye, guys.
Come on, Al,
wave.
wave.
Wave, higher, Al, higher.
I don't want to go that high. It's weird.